was hooking up my AV stuff. So I think we're good to go, though.
Awesome.
Right.
I have about 28 minutes, 27 minutes.
Okay.
I also had some ideas, but I'm sure you have tons of ideas, so I'll let you go first.
Well, I stayed up really, really late last night working on some preliminary stuff for an initial video, which is sort of like a ground zero. I decided to go with 5 things you need to know about Ethereum. And I sort of broke down the very simple fundamentals of it. And I learned some stuff in the process, which was good. So it's a learning experience, but I came up with 5 principles. Essentially talked a little bit about what dApps were, talked a little bit about the DAO, talked a little bit about its evolutionary process, that it's constantly in revision. You know what? This is how naive I was. I didn't know that Ether and Ethereum were 2 different things. I thought it was synonymous. I didn't know that Ether was a component of Ethereum.
We let it slide a lot.
Talked a little bit about the different implications and uses. So I got a script done and going to do some revision today. Found some editing software, but the ball's rolling and good things happening with that. And I came up with a few questions along the way, I guess, or I wanted you to elaborate a little bit. But while I pull that up, you want to say what you had on your mind?
I want to get some water, but I do. I just exercise, so I sucked all my water down. Yeah, I have a big idea how we can get you off the ground and making money without like a grant or without asking for money from. Yeah, but I'll be right back. It's a cool idea. My spiel really quick. I'll be 2 seconds. People want to learn and they want proof that they've learned. We've tried launching educational platforms, but we just haven't been able to get traction. Mostly not because people don't want, but because we don't have people who are able to invest the time in creating content. So you're at a place right now where you're able to create content and you're ready to learn. I think that there's a really good connection for, you had mentioned like maybe steering away from quiz type learning, but I think people want that check-in. They want comprehension checks. I think if you do
my prioritization is to learn the e-learning software over the next 3 weeks. So constructing material for you guys while I'm prioritizing that as an objective is that works. That syncs up really well.
And so I don't think you have to get it perfect. I think you can begin learning with people. Like the moment you can get one question on, I think that's an okay start to say, hey, this is a thing I'm working on. As long as you continue building, that is the trick. Like if you do a one-off, people are going to ignore you. If you do it 15 days in a row, people are going to be like, hey, that guy's really doing something.
Right. Well, I don't know what there's 2 programs and one is designed for quick content creation. And and the learning curve on that one is a little bit more favorable. So that, I don't know, I got to get my hands dirty on it. I've been watching tutorials, but I haven't gotten boots on the ground yet. And I'd have to take a look at it, but I think I would need to use Articulate Rise to do fast content creation. The other one is going to demand a lot of attention, but it's got a lot more bells and whistles, but I have a feeling that day by day content creation may not be feasible, at least not at first. I have a feeling though, in the long run, I think it's used more for long-term contracts.
Yeah. You're going to be kind of doing 2 simultaneous things. You're going to be learning what Ethereum is and learning to use the software like at the same time.
Yeah, my days are split right now between I sort of go A, B, A, fall asleep. Like Ethereum learning software, back to Ethereum learning software, dinner, bed.
The pivot that I don't know why I didn't bring up before, maybe I did bring it up, but I didn't tie all of this together, is using POAPs to reward people for learning these things.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
A suite called POAP Checkout. You can charge $1 for a POAP. And so essentially you create content. Anyone can consume it for free. They take a quiz, and if they want to either appreciate you or show that they've learned the content, they can go to POAP checkout, pay $1 and get the POAP that you've created. And really, like, you're looking for 100 participants and you essentially have a job. Like, that is, that's an income stream. I find it really, really within grasp. Or even like, you know, God forbid you pump it to $1.50, and then you know, as your content becomes valuable, you can find a balancing point for what your content is worth and what people are willing to pay either to appreciate you or to claim this POAP. And they're really easy to set up. I find that it's a good value proposition.
I think that sounds really good. I don't know a lot about POAPs. I've seen some before, and you know, I vaguely understand, you know, that they're sort of created in like a digital art context, and they're sort of talking about using them as sort of achievement badges, merit badges, type of thing. So would each quiz want to have? I'm sorry, go.
I want to answer your question because it's a thing I was thinking about as well. I was going to offer a 30-second overview of POAP. But yeah, the question is, would each quiz get a POAP? Then are you issuing 365 POAPs a year? I think that does have some feasibility, at least in the beginning. I'm going to sneeze, hold on.
Well, I would need some sort of basic template of fabrication that all the coursework shares in common, and then be able to make minor changes depending on which course it is, at least in design.
I generally hire a designer to do that, but as you're trying to be lean, like, I would encourage you to develop your own. Like, that's gonna be the first thing you learn, or one of the first things you learn.
Do you think I can do that on my digital illustration software, on the stuff that I've used to make my portraits and digital art?
Do you know what Procreate is?
That's what I use, yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know what it is, but that's what people say. There's actually there's a POAP designer Discord where people hang out and talk about POAP designs. It's called POAPathon, and the big picture of POAPathon is designers kind of hang out there, and then people like me who want a POAP, I issue a bounty. I'll say I'll pay $150 for anybody who designs this POAP, and then a lot of people will submit a design, and I'll pick the one I like.
Nice.
But designers generally just hang out there and talk about best practice for design. So it's a really neat place.
So POAP Hangout, what'd you call it?
It's POAPathon. And the best way to find it, I think, would be to Google for POAPathon, POAPathon.
Okay.
And they're at POAPathon.com for their bounties. But I'm sure, at the top, there's a link to their Discord. And so a really brief overview of POAP. POAP was founded like, I don't know, I guess 2015, 16. It's been around a while. Patricio Werthalter is one of the founders. He's one of my good friends. And he introduced me to the platform early. I got really obsessed. It's one of Phiz's 5 obsessions, I guess.
Okay.
And so POAP stands for Proof of Attendance Protocol. It began as a meet space thing that says, I went to a conference, I can claim a digital badge that says I was here. So I have proof that I did it. It has evolved, especially because of COVID. In real life, things got shut down. COVID kind of pivoted POAP to what we kind of call proof of action protocol. So like, instead of going somewhere, you're doing something. As a company, they're beginning to look at ways to become profitable. Like, they want to give community POAPs, but there also needs to be some kind of funding mechanism there. And to do that, they've added this extra layer called POAP checkout. And as a creator of a POAP, you can generate, let's say, 100 POAPs. You go to POAP checkout and you say, I want $5 for each of these. People can buy them or not, doesn't matter, it's up to them. You would say where the funds go, and then 5% of that goes back to POAP. And so it's a win-win for everyone, because essentially anyone who's ever gotten a POAP like wants more. They are extremely addictive. I think I have like 600 or 700 of them, because I'm just really obsessed with them. But it is quite an obsession. And so I think if there's also more development of this, something called Get POAP, and maybe we want to connect you with Get POAP.
Okay.
That is
Get GIT, not get GET.
GIT, like
Gotcha.
the coders platform,
Like GitHub.
where it's the idea of open source code contributors getting POAPs.
Cool.
There's a little bit of blur between POAP and Get POAP, and so there might be room for you to deploy as a Get POAP, but we'll have to check into that. Anyway, that was a whole dump. That's what POAP is. Now you kind of
that's exciting. I just need to figure out how to engineer them and embed them into the course ending.
Yeah.
And I need to figure out what a digestible size, an appropriate size is to create for people at the rate that we're talking about, and that people can consume at a, tolerable level.
Yeah. I think the genius way to do it would be to begin sending a few out, like every lesson. As you grow and improve, so maybe for like the first 10, you get a POAP. But then you want to begin maybe like modularizing it. So when you complete 5 lessons, you complete a module, then you can get the POAP. And maybe that POAP is, $5 because it represents 5 lessons. But as you're getting started, I think it's really okay to iterate and say, this is how I'm building it.
Yeah. Which brings me to like curriculum approval, focus on content.
Yeah.
I guess I need to, submit ideas and put them together as best I can.
Well, I think this is your show.
Okay.
I don't want to be a gatekeeper for you.
Cool.
And so you need to feel really comfortable about your product. Is it something that you can grasp? Well, I'm very happy.
Like endorsement or approval is an important link in the chain. I mean, I wouldn't say it's gatekeeping, but I don't want to just go rogue or anything like that.
I mean, I will have to say to you, like, you did that audio clip, and I thought it was a great attempt, but it wasn't something that I could really like share.
Right.
And so because I do value my own credibility, and because I value the ecosystem, I will have to say, like, that's a great attempt, great effort, but it's not something I can really share.
Right.
I'm okay doing that, and I'm also okay like steering you in a maybe a better direction, or telling you why we need to work on something or iron something out.
Okay. All right.
Hey, what about chats 4 and 5? What is our status on those?
Beg your pardon?
Chats 4 and 5.
So 4 I sent back to you. 4 I have on my Google Drive. I sent you an email last night. I need the message to share
new access
authoring.
To log in.
Yeah, I need another shot at that now that I'm up and running. Number 5, I can throw together today. It should be pretty easy. And if I have the rights to the channel, I should be able to get. We should be talking about a pretty quick turnaround now. There's not a lot of tap dancing that has to go through.
According to permissions for ETHStaker, you are currently an editor.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, that may require like more learning. So according to my side, your permissions are: can view everything, go live, and create and edit content. Can't manage or delete content.
Well, as soon as this is over, I will go hop on that and try to figure that out.
So what we might do in relation to that content is end up on a 3-day delay so that you can do 4 today, 5 tomorrow, and then 6 the next day. That'll give us some sandbags. So like we can say, like, we don't actually have to do our chats, but you can still publish for a few days.
Let's see. Ultralight videos. Okay, I'll just worry. I don't want to worry about it right now and hold you up or anything like that. But I need to figure out how I get to your channel. Oof. All right, I don't want to do that now.
I put you in that group with Logic Beach and Unvetica.
Stop. Okay.
What?
YouTube was trying to play videos, and I don't want it to do that right now. I didn't want to do
Logic Beach and Unvetica are content creation experts. So
okay.
Where I may be a subject matter expert, they're content creation experts. So
gotcha.
There are
many
talk
things, to them.
Yes, about YouTube and design and things that I just have zero. It's just not my area.
Okay. And so, yeah, you connected us through the Discord server so I can talk to them if I have any questions. Cool. Well, that's fine. So you would be cool with, well, this thing I was working on last night was more presentational, although I can probably embed an assessment at the end of it, and that be the first thing that we're working with. So I think I can get something thrown together tonight or by tomorrow morning, and we'll see how it goes. It's going to be my first interaction with the software, but I think since I have a lot of the development. Okay, I'm thinking out loud. Sorry. We'll see what I can do.
I think that's why we're here. That is the value in doing this live, because handedness. There are other people who want to do what you're doing, but they don't know where to start, and they don't have someone to bounce ideas off of. So your stream of consciousness is very valuable. Okay.
Well, I have preliminary work laid down. I was up until about 2 working on a storyboard for this 5 fundamental things to know about Ethereum, and I have a rough draft of an audio recording of narrating the script. Pieces to the puzzle are coming together. Now I need to learn the software where I can embed an assessment, and I need to design a POAP. But those are 2 doable things.
Yeah, I think there's value to like a dual stream. On one side, you have content presentation where you're allowing people to learn, and on the other side, we're behind the fourth wall talking about how are we going to do this? How is it going to work?
Sure.
And both of those streams can feed off of each other, because there are people who want to learn how to do content creation, and there are people who want to consume content.
Valid point. I found a free video editing software, Vinci. So that will at least get me going in terms of being able to throw together any basic video audio editing type stuff. Vinci, I can't remember the last name, but they have a pretty functional version that was available for a free download. So I've got that going, installed, and I'm looking forward to learning that. There's a lot on the plate, but there's a lot of time. So,
I mean, you're motivated. That is the really exciting thing. Like, you clearly want to do these things. So that's what makes it fun for me.
Yeah, I want to. I can't go to sleep at night now. I lay down and I have a tightness in my chest. And what do I need to be doing? What do I need to do?
Wait, the good tightness or the bad tightness?
Not the heart attack tightness, fortunately. Not like the elephant sitting on your
chest. I'm saying excitement or dread.
Both. It's okay. I try to call it facilitating anxiety.
Yeah.
So,
are you comfortable disclosing like the source, like what that is? Again, like other people are experiencing these things. What are you experiencing?
Oh, I mean, I guess the oversimplification of it was I felt like a straw broke the camel's back in terms of my teaching career. And, they call it teacher burnout or the mass exodus of the industry. And I didn't really see myself doing it, but I really felt like my back was against the wall and that I was just going to keep on, salaries weren't staying commensurate with inflation, and school climate was getting worse and worse. And I felt like if I just it was like the frog in the boiling water analogy. Is that the water kept getting hotter and hotter, and because it was so slow, I wasn't hopping out. And I felt, and I am kind of impulsive, but I decided that I needed to get out, and I needed to lock the door behind me to incentivize making an honest go for what else is out there. I didn't want to sort of tap dance around it and just sort of do things halfway. I feel like I needed to go all in on something to be able to give it my best. And here we are. But
yeah, I'm excited for you. I did a similar thing in 2018, but I did it with several years of crypto experience under my belt. So I acknowledge that you're taking a bigger risk than I took, but it also turned out very well. Like I love what I do now. I love educating. I love encouraging people. I love building community. And I definitely see that you have similar talents, maybe more for content production and education, where I'm more of a community facilitator, but I see that you have the ability to grow in that way. And there's money in crypto. It does ebb and flow, but if you find out how to tap into that effectively, then I think you can be really successful.
Well, and that's one of the things I think about when I'm lying in bed and the chest is tight. But I'm definitely not trying to, I don't have dreams of being extremely wealthy or anything like that. I'm more worried about, 3 months down the line getting evicted, something to that effect.
You're not going to get evicted.
I don't want to
message me before you get evicted.
I don't want to be too pessimistic, but it's those sort of fears, I think, that facilitate a willingness to put in the work. And I'm still young enough where I'm not going to have a heart attack from it. But sometimes, sometimes though, it feels like every step is this big, tall thing. It's not just like a step, it's like a climb to the next level. And I feel like I encounter 3 or 4 of those a day. And, but it's like that at first. I think eventually once you establish like you said, a cadence and a familiarity and a routine, I think things will start being able to move more smoothly. And,
so I did see that you stopped by the Rocket Pool Trading Discord. Have you had a chance to check out the ETH Finance Reddit yet?
I was looking around. Oh, I was asking you. Yes. Well, I got on Reddit and I put in the descriptors. I don't know if I made it to ETH. I may have perused it while I was listening to the Daily Way to try to figure out what he was talking about.
I'm going to send you a link to that. And it's because ETH Finance is, again, nothing really fits its name. We do talk about finance there, but it's more like a support community. And what you find in ETH Finance are a lot of people either who are having success or having a hard time. And they're generally very open about, this is, I took a new job, or I, got divorced, or I got married, or shout out to Tricky, who is like this guy, Tricky Troll, who is split between New Zealand and UK right now. I think it's UK, and
wow,
like flying back and forth.
But that's a big split.
It's a wild story. But in ETH Finance, in the daily, you will find a lot of intimate, personal people who are on their own struggle. They're on their own journey, and you can kind of like, yes, you can also share your journey and find people to, obviously no one can fix things, but it's a support group for wayward Ethereans.
Nice
joke.
And I know, life's not supposed to be easy, and I know that, at least ideally, that rewards come after valiant effort along with luck and timing and other factors that are out of our control. But what's within our control is making an earnest effort. And I feel like I'm willing to bring that to the table at this point. Whew.
Yeah, that attitude, that is why I am willing to take like a chunk of my day every day and chat with you, because your attitude is extremely valuable. It is not an attitude that many people have. And so that's something that causes me to be very engaged and willing to help you achieve those goals.
Well, I'm appreciative of it, and I like these suggestions, and it gives me stuff to, and I love how it synthesizes with the e-learning design route that I'm wanting to take. And I feel like there's a real healthy overlap between being able to explore this facet of the Ethereum community and integrate it with the skills I am interested in developing.
Yeah, so there's something I want you to grasp before we take off, and that is that your intention does not sound like someone who's being extractive. The fact that you want to make a living and maybe like earn some money doing this is not extractive. There is a deep need for the thing that you can offer. So people on Twitter, people on eFinance, people in Discord, they want to understand these complex topics, but it takes a lot. It takes a lot of energy to figure them out. Many of us, including myself, I'm behind on understanding withdrawals right now. I'm behind on understanding a lot of things that are important. If there were a 5-minute module that could get me up to speed, I would be indebted. Like, it would make my day. There is a very specific hole for that kind of education that I really believe you have the potential to fill.
Well, I feel like I really need to develop business acumen and an understanding of finance as well. There's a lot. I mean, I feel like I'm back at undergrad again, where I had 7 or 8 random things to study and figure out. Piano class, and then medieval honors history, and these seemingly disparate things. But
I don't understand many of I don't. To be honest, Jason, I don't get finance really. Like, because, and it's funny because I will tell my the CPA that I work with, like, I don't get this stuff. I don't get taxes. I don't get business stuff. I don't understand deductions. I know crypto. And so as long as you leave me alone to work in crypto and do well, then I can be successful. And that's why I need someone else to help me with finances, because I don't get it. And I'm okay with that. Like, I have my strengths, and those are the things that I continue to develop. And it's okay for you to be the same.
Well, maybe you can contribute some content to some of these lessons as I learn the video software, and nothing more than you're comfortable with being put on your plate, but maybe you can be incorporated into some of the content in a healthy way.
Yeah. Anytime you're bringing value to the Ethereum ecosystem, I am willing to engage and promote that value, because that's really all I do, is promote things that are worthwhile and help other people recognize them. So yeah, that's why I'm here.
And I need to calibrate a little bit, I guess, as we go along. I'll figure it out. But how much of this is supposed to be sort of fun and sort of relaxed, and how much of this is supposed to be kind of serious or kind of mature? And because if I'm left to my own devices, I'm going to be kind of a smart ass on some of this stuff, especially if I don't have a grumbly principal.
I don't want you to destroy that. That is you. That is a thing that a lot of people crave. If you can deliver valuable educational content in a snarky way that people resonate with, then go for it. Yeah, you are going to have to tune it, but I can't tune it for you. I don't know where that sweet spot is.
I guess
I
there
mean,
are, market forces that will determine it, hopefully.
I'll tell you, as Phiz, I make a lot more like probably like sexual and masturbation jokes than I really probably ought to, but it also feels fun. And so I'm like, should I restrict myself from doing that because it's not professional, or should I allow myself to have fun and be the person that I like, the real person that I am underneath?
Right.
And so it is a balance.
How much of it is the academic persona or the professional persona, and how much of it is being genuine and authentic, which is also important when you want people to give you some credibility.
Yes.
So I get that, and yeah, I mean, I guess that's where we are. I'm going to look into get subscribed to eFinance and look into POAPs, and then I'm going to get started on that Rise software to figure out how to put a quiz together.
Okay.
So,
And we're gonna try to get 4 out today. Is that right?
I think I shared 4 with you. Do you not have? Oh, wait, I just uploaded. I'm going to upload it.
Yeah,
I'll do that now.
I am probably not a good person to be responsible for publishing it.
Yeah. I'm not going to send that to you. I've got it. Yeah, it's ready to go. It just needs to be uploaded as soon as I figure out how to upload it.
And if you have trouble with that, go back to the Unvetica and Logic Beach channel, and I'm in there as well.
Yeah.
Or YouTube it, but I don't believe it's an access problem. I think it's an education problem. So I think we can get past it.
Yeah, I think so. I think pretty quickly. So, all right, that's what I'll be working on next.
All right. That's
All
what.
right. Good chat, and onward until next
Bye,
time.
buddy.
All right.